Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do the monthly readings for each sign, and I'm going to begin with Ophiuchus because Ophiuchus holds the whole wheel, and I might guide everybody to watch Ophiuchus actually for the bigger themes. So what I'm going to do, my Ophies, how are you? These times they are changing. They are spectacular. Some beautiful energies coming through. So what I'm going to do is, with the major arcana, I'm going to pull a couple of cards, see the main themes, and then we'll go to mystical shaman for how that's going to show up in the world. And then we'll look at any challenge points, and we'll use the Lantern Oracle deck. And then we'll look at potential outcomes with the Shaman Oracle deck. And then we'll finish with a guidance card from the What You Can Surrender To in July. So hopefully that will give you a nice kind of round robin picture. So, Ophiuchus, you feel really expanded at the moment. Curious, looking out in many directions. It's like full energy, beginning of a new soul path. Full thrives on the energy of curiosity. Chaos, I get. Chaos, confusion, curiosity. Yeah, okay. We'll keep going. Let's see what else wants to come out for Ophiuchus, please. What's the main themes? I think the fool kind of says it all, but let's see if anything else wants to come out. What's the main theme for Ophiuchus for July, please? Yeah, that's it. Underlying energy. Okay. That's a good start. What a contrast. What a contrast. Okay, so we've got the dichotomy of leaping out onto a new path and exploring lots of avenues, keeping hold of your curiosity without really moving into, but what is this going to mean? But what is this going to do? But how am I going to monetize this? But what? But da. The guidance is to kind of lean heavily into the Fool energy, because what we're moving into, my Ophiucan brothers and sisters, is well, it's creation from a new blueprint, and we're still building the blueprint. And I don't know if you felt it too, but last week there was a colossal shift, which I'm struggling to name, but if I named it, it would be something like the return of joy and passion. It was like the return of the connectedness to the experience. So the experience that we're able to describe in a cognitive, slightly touchy-feely way, just came walloping into people's systems like this. Wow, I can feel it. I can feel it in every cell of my being. Fool. So the return of joy and passion. And the old paradigm, if there's any remnants of that old paradigm narrative that's in you, that might want to have a say. I suggest you make friends with that. I suggest you befriend the devil in you, the doubting Thomas in you, the lack of focus. Okay, it might be that you've got to work with a lack of focus. Yeah, it's harnessing, isn't it? It's harnessing the dichotomy. Yeah, wow. It's like harnessing what we've previously avoided, what we've previously been afraid of. Wow, that is adventurer warrior energy. Okay, so how is this going to show up in Ophiuchus' life? How is this going to show up? The Fool and the Devil. Oh, wow, you swing for the fence, the Fool and the Devil. How is this going to show up, please? Okay. I want me to do it like this. And that. Underlying energy. Okay. So, Fool is going to show up as the circle. I'll show you the cards in a minute. The Devil is going to show up. Ooh. Oh, God, the energy. Wow. Ooh. There's some energy in these cards. Okay, yeah. It's a swing big. It's a swing big. Okay. The Fool is going to show up as the circle. Okay. This is speaking into connectivity. This is speaking into, well, this brings up all sorts of things. So in the physical, that's going to bring up how you connect to people. That's going to bring up trust, reliability, who has previously shown up for you, who hasn't shown up for you, where are you kidding yourself? These people genuinely have your, trying to find new narrative for an old cliche, bear with me. How these people have met your mystic, how the people around you have truly met you on every level, and or where you might be kidding yourself, making excuses on their behalf because we all do it and we're human. Okay, so the circle, so Fool energy, this curiosity and chaos, I'm going to call it, is going to show up in this beautiful 8. So 8 is speaking into actually galactic connections, bringing those down, actually higher vibrations and frequencies and bringing those down. I think a couple of videos ago I said the main energy for this week is there's a walloping amount of light, of photonic light coming in. I suggest you bring that down at a cellular level. So for me, I've been taking that light to trees. I've been getting my feet in rivers wherever I can, just to bring the light in and just, you know, drop those codings back into the earth grids. Yeah, I want to bring this in too, because this kind of, the feeling of this was brought to me the other day when I was shown an image of an exploding star. And what I saw was kind of the huddle of the cluster in the middle, facing inwards. That's kind of the collective, immovable mind. And then these scattered shards facing outwards. And I'm noticing these hands aren't facing inwards, they're facing outwards. And that's Fool energy when we turn away from the crowd and we look out. I've had somebody say to me this week, I feel like I've been in the void for months. Okay. That is Fool energy. You're pulling straight from the void. So this is reaching out. There might be a lostness in there because you're reaching into a vacuum. There might be a lostness. That's going to trigger the Deva. Trigger the Deva. I'm keeping that in, you know what I mean? That will trigger the devil in you. Because that lostness might force the feeling of abandonment and might make you forget that you're surrounded. You're surrounded with the circle. Did anybody see that meme? I think it was last year or the year before. It's the most beautiful meme. It had a little girl walking through a forest and this massive bear just walking beside her. And the meme said something like, if you could truly see what walked beside you, how differently would you lead your life? So there's a challenge in here, Ophiuchus. I really feel you're leading the pack here. It's like, I don't want to place moral imperative upon you, but it's your moral imperative. Is to connect with, my friend Mike Dupont calls them the unseens, okay? Guides, cosmos, the vacuum, the void, source, the collective unconscious, active intelligence, call it what you will. The stuff we manifest from, okay? It's like if there was ever a veil before between the unseens and the physical, it is so thin now. It is so thin that this will be exponentially easier. Okay, so we've got the Fool showing up as reaching into the void, knowing that you're not alone, staying curious and creating chaos. Yeah, you like that energy? That's a naughty, playful energy. Okay, and the Devil is the other big theme, which will show up as feeling alone, feeling abandoned. These are old collective wounds. Alone, abandoned. Okay. Forgetting that. Your connection. Okay. Is this making sense? I hope this is making sense. Let me build some kind of picture here. So, and the underlying card. Portal. This card came up a couple of weeks ago when I was channeling with a friend, and we were talking about the cardinal cross, the karmic intent coming online in a much purer way. Yeah, there's not much I can say about that. The underlying energy is go through the portal and create from the void, I think. But let's see. Okay, so let's look at, I know I tend to talk about challenges with every card, don't I? But let's look at the challenge point. Is there a specific challenge point for Ophiuchus for July? Let's start with just one card, please. What will be the specific challenge point? Ooh, what's that? Do you see that energy? What do you make of that energy? It was that. Whatever you make from that. Yeah, okay, got it. Thank you. So the message I get, irrespective of the wording, which I'll let you read, the message I get with this is let go of your attachment to outcome. So that forcing thing I just did with the card was trying to make it happen the way that the lower mind sees it happening. Okay, forgetting that you're pulling straight from the void and you actually don't know. You might not even know what you're making. You definitely don't know what the outcome's going to be. Why? Because the lower mind has been trained to dream small, really. Generally, I'm generalizing. And active intelligence might manifest a much bigger tree with bigger, more luscious fruit that, did I say a couple of videos ago, there is a love coming in that we cannot even dream about, that we cannot conceive of. And it came last week. It was colossal. So wishful expectations can raise the devil in you, right? Can raise frustration. We're back to abandonment, feeling left out. This 5 of coins energy, feeling left out in the cold. What about, this is a big ask. Can you conceive of creating without expectation? Can you conceive of a moment of Fool energy? It's that little, that's all you've got. That little pull. Just that. It's just a flash in the cosmos. Oh, take it quickly, run with it. Because that is the point of creation. That is the moment of coalescence. And in that moment, it can pass because the mind has come in and cannot monetize it, make it successful, doesn't have the resource, lots and lots of noise. But when that moment of inspiration comes in and you find your beans to dance like the fool, then you're going to cause chaos. You're going to cause a lot of magical stuff. Joy, passion, what about all of that? Wishful expectations. Acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. Write them down. Okay. Challenge that inner fake feeling of disloyalty. Because it might not be disloyalty, it might be misplaced loyalty, and they're very different things. Misplaced loyalty. So wishful expectation, there might genuinely be something that you want to manifest in the world. And I might say, use your wisdom and courage and stick with the facts. Has it manifested yet? No. What about if you just leave it? What's your favorite thing to do? Go and do it. Okay, so that's your challenge. Let's look at potential outcomes. We use the Shaman Oracle deck here. So, can I have potential outcome or outcomes for Ophiuchus for July, please? The darkness of the cosmos. I might actually challenge you to run at feeling lost. Wow. Bear with me. It might be worth you watching the last video I made. I think it was called Holy Mother, Divine Child. Because this is echoing some of the energy that I've seen coming in waves with those around me. And it's the reintegration of the disowned self. Thank you. Oh, wow. It's the aspects of self that got disowned, rejected, evacuated, extinguished as a child at school, when you were plopped into systems of dogma that reduced you, just reduced you in many ways to a standard homogenized human being. And over time, it's like the child that stops believing in Santa Claus. It's that energy, loss of magic. So it's bringing that child self back home. Wow, this is really powerful. There's a lot of throat chakra stuff happening. Of course there is, because this is the child that got shut up. Be quiet, sit down, elbows off the table. That child will have wanted to respond. It won't have done, but there will have been an instinctual response that got swallowed, I'm seeing more and more clients produce masses of phlegm when they come to session. It's just like the throat clearing in the collective that's happening is profound. Wow, yeah, and this links into, I was talking to somebody the other day about the word ferocious. It's like traveling around my radar at the moment, and I want to make a video about the ferocious self and what that might look like in the world. What if that child spoke out in adult language? Okay, so, I'm talking about the veil between the worlds. I'm sorry, I don't know any other language for it. Our ability to access higher dimensions. Thank you, that's way more intelligent. And this beautiful portal here. Have we got a moon? Is it today? Like I expect you to answer me. Is it a full moon in Sag? Oh, holy crikey. That's sidereal, full moon in Sag, Western tropical, full moon in Capricorn. If it's in Sag, you're straight through that portal. You're straight through that portal. Straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Okay. To go out and collect some disowned parts. That could be the outcome. It's the reintegration at soul level. So it's soul retrieval. Wow, you've got some beautiful opportunity here to do some reclamation work. And what if the part that you bring back, what if the aspect that you bring back brings back that childish fool, that wild creatrix that doesn't care about chaos? It's that Shiva Shakti energy. Children have that in spades. They are totally unafraid to break something to make something else. It's that spontaneous death and rebirth. This is a beautiful reading for you. It's so clear as well. The fool and the devil, got the edge of the spectrum there. And the underlying card for the major arcana is justice. It's about doing the right things, about making the right choice for you. I know there is no right and wrong, not in the human sense, but the right and wrong somatically, what feels, feel it. And the underlying for the outcome, shabing. Oh, this is gorgeous. Confidence in your magic. Confidence in your magic. It's bringing back the magical child. Oh, I love this for you. I love this for you. This is fantastic. So how are you going to do that? What did you do when you were little? Can you remember? Can you picture that little self? Can you drop into your heart space, build a beautiful playroom in there and bring in that little self and watch? That's all. Don't interfere. Just observe. Let it play. Feel that. And slowly it will begin to integrate at a cellular level. Oh, this is gorgeous. I'm going to take that one. For goodness sake. No way. I'm not even going to talk into it. Listen, if you want to put on a tutu, I don't care if you're a bloke, and wave a magic wand, just do it. Do it. Just to see how that feels. Wow. What am I going to call this? The magical child. This is amazing. Go into the void and reconnect to that dislodged, displaced soul connection to your magical child. I love you, Ophiuchus. Thank you for this beautiful reading. Thank you for connecting with me. It's great to have you here. And for here and now, I'm gone. I'll see you soon. Bye.